Hi friends, this is Terry from Kigaru Tarot, and this is my maiden video where I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and what I'm doing. I have all my life seen angels and dead people and spirits. Usually the dead people are passed on loved ones, people I love. But it has slowly over the last 20 years graduated to more than just the people I care about. And recently I took some classes from Medium Kin and Susan Lynn, Psychic Medium, in mediumship, and I'm taking right now the Psychic Hustle and some autograph drawings and just kind of refining all these skills. I also am learning to do tarot, and I'm really enjoying all of these things. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff. When I first started opening up and changing, it was during the beginning of COVID. And really, I think COVID is a blessing because it gave me and probably all of us time to be home and think and to contemplate our lives a little bit. One thing I realized is that I don't tell very many people about me. I don't share hardly anything about me. And not because I don't think it's worth sharing, but because at different points in my life I thought it was so normal. So seeing angels by my bed as a kid, completely normal. I thought everybody did that. So why mention it? Other people were, I could never go to funerals as a child, or even as a young adult. I didn't actually go to a funeral until I was about 16 or 17. But mainly because since they were talking to me, it's completely okay to talk to me, but not during funeral. Okay, no corpse reanimation or anything like that. No, that's too creepy, even for me, and I'm plenty creepy. So anyway, I started doing. I got this call about 3 years ago. I saw this ad for tea and tarot for some women that just wanted to be friends. And I thought, I was thinking, ooh, that's of the devil, just like my mom taught me. And yet something inside me said, no, you're going to go to that, go to that. So I attended, and the lady that read me, I was blown away because she was doing a simple 3-card reading, but I could read the cards. And I've never seen tarot cards in my life. And I'm sitting there going, oh, gritting my teeth and moaning a bit. And she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, oh, because my mom's here. And she's talking to me through these cards. And she's like, okay, read the cards to me. And so I read them, and she was like, dang, you should be on the other side of these cards. And I'm like, no, I don't know anything about cards. I'm really surprised my mom's here since she told me they were from the devil. Why is she over here using them to talk to me? And you also got to think about the irony of all this. Terribly ironic, because I went there my question was going to be, how come I don't hear any dead people anymore? How come I'm not spiritual anymore? How come it's all gone quiet? Not recognizing, at the very same breath I was saying, my mom, who had already passed over, Mom, be quiet. I'm trying to learn here. Mom, quiet, I can't hear anything. What in the world was I thinking? My mom was talking to me the entire time. So, well, that was very interesting. From there, I started getting interested. I didn't go out and buy a tarot deck right away. In fact, I don't think I did anything for a whole year. And then finally, I started watching tarot readers on YouTube, only because a good friend of mine that I originally 20 years ago was her mentor, she started mentoring me in spiritual things and other things, but she became my mentor. And she could read tarot, and um, she had good spiritual instincts, and so we started working together, and I finally eventually bought my first tarot deck, tried to read my self, scared myself silly, even though I'm a fairly brave person, scared myself silly because I got a really bad reading. The reading told me my RFP that I was writing was going to fail. It did fail, and it should have failed because the people I was writing it for didn't really know what they wanted. So I can't make it up, as I'm writing. So just a little bit about me. I used to work for nonprofits. I did lots of program management and things like that, and I've been an executive director before. I've been on the boards before. I've been a development director, and I've also written grants. I didn't want to write grants. It's just something that I accidentally fell into because I can write grants, and I'm not very fear-based, which I probably should learn a little bit more fear-based sometimes. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll give it a shot. And that's how I ended up a grant writer, doing something I really didn't like doing, but was fairly good at. I have about a 48% win rate, but I'm not doing it now. Don't anybody ask me to write a grant unless you really are prepared to interact with me and to tell me what you want and to do a deep dive. It's like a spiritual deep dive to write a grant, and nowadays I won't put up with you not doing it. You got to do it if you want me to write it. I will write it for my family. So family, don't freak out if you're watching this. I'm still yours. Anyway, so I'm going to start my own channel, and one of my readings was Susan Lynn. I had her read me. The spirits told me to write down all my spiritual adventures, write down all my dreams, all my things that have happened. So I've been writing them down, and if it's a regular dream, I can't remember it, but if it's a spiritual dream or a psychic dream or something I'm supposed to learn from, I've never forgotten it all of my life. So I've been slowly writing them all down, writing down about the angels. Things are moving really, really fast. A lot of these stories, I thought that was it, that was my experience, just a one thing. Now they all have two parts. I go to my mediumship practices, and suddenly the rest of the story occurs. Right now, my spiritual life is wild, and lots of things are happening. My intention was to tell you a dream or a story that happened to me in case you can benefit from it. There's a lot of them that are really, really interesting. And then to read some tarot, that anyone can take. But now I got mediumship in the mix too, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do some mediumship once in a while. Maybe I'll bring my family on, because it turns out through learning in COVID that we need to talk more, and me telling them about me and them telling me about them, this runs in our blood. My sister doesn't know she's a medium. She's a very powerful medium, but she doesn't know it. My brother has just started speaking to his spirit guides. Crazy, as am I. Just also so that you know, I spend at least, I know I spend a lot of my time on the Yakima Indian Reservation. I have a lot of cousins and friends and out there. And my brother, the one that's speaking to his spirit guides, he's an artist. And when he finally got in touch with his spiritual side, his art side came back. And these behind me are some stone carvings that we did together. And well, he did for me. And so over here is Kokopelli and an owl petroglyph from the Yakima Indian Reservation that can be found there. Over here is She Who Watches. She is in several places on the reservation. She's the biggest one, the most famous one is on the Columbia River. And so that is on a really cool piece of basalt that's got a lot of age on it, and it's fun to have her around. I love looking at all that heritage and being part of it, even though by blood I'm probably not part of it, but by heart I am. So anyway, so my channel is going to be Kigaru Tarot. I may change the name later, but Kigaru is a Japanese word, and it's for lighthearted. So lighthearted tarot. If you notice, my last name is Japanese, and it's because I married a Japanese citizen. And so I do speak a little Japanese. I read and write a tiny bit. And it's very hard to find a name for a channel. So for right now, nobody has Kigaru Tarot. So this is for entertainment purposes only. And I hope you will enjoy the channel. Thank you. Bye.